I'm going to show you today a really useful online resource for writing G-code and practicing all the skills that we've been developing in lesson 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this series. In particular, it's called NC Viewer. If you type that into Google, the first site that you come up with is this. If you click on it, it will bring you to this page. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to provide any emails. It is a great practice playground where you can write the G-code in this window right here and then run it and see it displayed over here. You can even save that G-code and use it directly on your CNC. So with that being said, go up here and hit this black new file. And before we begin, I highly recommend you come down here to the settings and go ahead and click it to 24 pixels for the size, and then click over here to bring it out. That'll make it so it's easier to read the text, and it's also better for this video. With that being said, let's refresh our memory of some of the G-codes that you've learned along the way. If you recall, we've been practicing writing an absolute coordinate system. That was a G90 command. If you wanted to put something in the XY plane, we had the G17 command. If you wanted it in the metric rather than the imperial, the metric system was a G21 command. If you wanted to turn on your spindle, we would do an M3 S and then some value. I'm just going to do it as if I'm plotting it with the plotting tool, so I'm going to leave that off. Eventually at the end of your G-code, you'd want to use a M5 if you actually turned your spindle on manually. But if you did want to put in, you would do something like this, M3 S 18,000 if you're actually going to run this on your machine. But for everything we need, this is essentially the starting point. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and make a design on here. If you come over to this right-hand window, this is our display window, and it's really useful to know the controls. So with a mouse that you plug into your computer, if you hold down the left mouse button, you can pan left and right. If you roll with the center mouse wheel, you can zoom in and out. And then if you hold your right mouse button, you can rotate the plane around. If you push forward, it'll rotate it like that. If you push backward, it will like that, and this will spin it left and right. It's pretty easy to manipulate. So essentially there's my x-axis, there's my y-axis, and vertically in blue here is my z-axis. So I'm pulling back, holding down my left mouse button. And what I want to do is I want to create a design with straight lines. And in particular, what we're going to do is do something that I did in 4th grade, and that is, in 4th grade, we did an art project for a math scenario where essentially you went and you took thread and you fed it through a piece of poster board at different locations, in our case, every 10 millimeters. And we went across to the opposite end of our axis system, and we put the thread down, and then we hit it behind it and came over here. And we're going to do that, except for instead of going behind it, every time that we move over a position, we're going to actually raise our bit. So the first thing, right now we're at 0, 0. We want to raise up the bit of our CNC, or in this case our drawing tool. So I'm going to do a G01 command for movement. I'm going to do a Z, and I'm going to raise it to a safe height of 5, and I need to put in a feed rate. So let's put a feed rate of 1,000. Then let's go ahead and move to a new position in my XY plane. I'm going to go to X0, and I'm going to go to Y10, and I need to put in a feed rate for the X and Y movement. Once the feed rates are in for the Z, X, and Y, unless we need to change them, we won't have to put in that feed rate again. So for the rest of this, I'm just going to leave as is to speed this up. So now let's go ahead and move over to where we want to put our first line, or if my art case was a thread, G01, and now I'm going to lower that down so that it is ready to essentially draw Z-1, and now we're going to go G01, and let's move to X100 and Y0. With that, we should be able to see exactly what this is doing on this display. And you go, nothing's happening. In order to make it happen, you need to essentially do a run, which is on this, a plot. So go ahead and hit plot, And when you do, you can see what we've done. I'm holding down my right mouse button so you can see a little better. So here we've raised up the drawing tool. We've come across to location Y10, X0. We lowered it down to a -1 height at that same coordinate in XY. And then we went ahead and came over here and went out to location of X100, Y0. And it looks a little wonky because of the way it's drawn, but it does actually come to that 0 line, but the rotation kind of disguises, doesn't look like it's in the right spot until you rotate it more. So just word of caution. If you think you're doing something wrong, you're probably not. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to create these interlacing lines all the way up by 10s, going zigzag along this pattern until we've filled it all in. So I'm going to go fast. I would recommend you do this on your own. Maybe stop the video so you don't see it, and then go ahead and see if you can come up with the same thing that I come up with. So I'll do a few so you get the pattern. So we're over here right now. We want to not be writing. So let's go ahead and raise our bit. So G01, Z5. Let's move over to G01, X90, Y0. Let's go ahead and lower our bit, G01, Z-1. Let's go ahead and go to the other axes, and specifically let's go to G01, X0, Y20. Let's raise our bit up, G01, Z5. Let's move to the new position. So G01, X0, Y30. Let's lower our bit, G01 and Z-1. Let's move and draw another line, G01 and X, I guess this would be 80, Y0. Let's raise up our bit, G01, Z5. Let's move to a new position, G01, X70, Y0. Let's lower our bit, G01, Z-1. Let's raise our bit, let's actually move, to G01, X0, Y40. Let's raise our bit, so G01, Z5. Let's move G01, X0, Y50. Let's lower our bit, G01, Z-1. Let's draw our next line, G01. My dog is having a spaz over here. G01, X, and I believe this is going to be 60, Y0. Let's raise our bit, G01, and our Z5. Let's move to G01, X50, Y0. Let's raise, let's lower our bit to G01, Z-1. Let's draw our next line, G01, X0, and then Y60. Let's raise our bit to G01, Z5. Let's move to G01, X0, Y70. Let's lower our bit to G01, Z-1. Let's draw our line, G01, X, Let's see, this is going to be X40, Y0. Let's go ahead and raise our bit to G01, Z5. Let's go ahead and move to G01, X30, Y0. Let's lower our bit G01, Z-1. Let's draw our line G01 and X0, Y80. Let's go ahead and raise our bit G01, Z5. Let's move to a new location, G01, X0, Y90. Let's lower our bit, G01, Z-1. Let's go to our new location, G01, X20, Y0. Let's raise our bit, G01, Z5. Let's move to a new location, G01, X10, Y0. Let's lower our bit, G01, Z-1. Let's move to a new location, G01, X0, Y100. And now it's a moment of truth. Let's see if I made any typos. So I'm going to go ahead and hit plot and see what we get. And when you do, you should get a design that looks something like this. If you hold down that right mouse button, you can see that everywhere that we went along there, you can see all our bit going up and down, and essentially you've made a pretty neat little design. And of course, all those up movements wouldn't be seen on your CNC. If you wanted to save this, you can go ahead and hit save. It will save it with a .nc. And of course, if you were really going to run it on your CNC and you're not using a plotting tool, then you would have to, if you recall way up here, turn on your spindle with that M3 and S, and then don't forget at the bottom to end it with an M5. I would recommend that you go ahead and try to do a design like this, and then here's your challenge. Go ahead and see if you can put a circle on here at some point. You can do it at any location you want, but use the circle command that we practiced, the G02 or G03, and see if you can make it look like a ball is rolling down this plane. So that's your challenge, and hopefully this will give you something to play around with and try out. It's a really, really nice way to test your Gcode skills. I'm in Gsender. I save the file using the NC viewer. In older versions of Gsender, you had to put a .gcode ending, but the .nc ending on the newer versions is going to work, and you don't even have to rename it, just have to pull it out of your download. So if I go load file, and here I put it on my desktop, you can see that lo and behold, everything that we just did is in here as well. So it does indeed make Gcode just like a text editor, and you can work through the process there that you did before. So hopefully that's helpful and give you something to try.